Nashville, Tennessee. It's the Three with the Studio C band. And here's your host, Laura Harris-Smith.
Hi, everybody. I'm Laura Harris-Smith. Welcome to the Three. You know, this is the only television show that looks at how the crazy current events shaping our world are actually shaping you, body, mind, and spirit. Well, my guest today has a phenomenal story. He is a patented inventor. Many years ago, while living on the mission field from the mountains of Costa Rica to the Amazon jungles of Peru, he and his family found a way to stay healthy in the midst of, trust me, less than healthy environments. But he did it by creating a special formula made of natural ingredients, an elixir, if you will. And I'm going to let him tell you the whole story of how he discovered all of these beautiful ingredients with the peoples that he was living with. So over time, they came to personally notice the sometimes ineffectiveness of the flu vaccine, the overdependence on antibiotics, as well as the high cost and the potential side effects of certain, pharmaceutical grade drugs. Well, consequently, they decided to go the all-natural route as a better option. And they noticed back then what we all know now, which is that many people who get sick on a regular basis have a compromised immune system and a deficient diet. So when their family or friends, would call and say that they were sick, they'd come down with their cold and flu-like symptoms, which are, you all know them, you've all had them, congestion, phlegm, stuffy, and the aches, headache, pain, chills, all of that. They would provide them with a batch of their special formula. Well, to their amazement, year after year, their family never had to make a single doctor's visit for any seasonal sicknesses. Well, from their own experience to the testimonies of many others, they realized that they had something uniquely special. Flu Begone is a tasty, healthy, natural blend that helps neutralize toxins, helps restore vital nutrients, and fights against free radicals. As they claim, it is the most effective natural way to help prevent illness from colds and seasonal sicknesses. Flu Begone is comprised of a patented, proprietary natural blend of antioxidants, nutrients, and minerals. They're all found from the special process of combining ingredients you'll hear about in just a moment. I'm going to let him tell you this. But my guest, first of all, this missionary inventor, also holds a pre-law degree. There's nothing this guy doesn't do. From Florida State University, where he was selected to the who's who in American colleges and universities, as well as being an Outstanding Young Man in America award recipient. While part of the FSU football team, he achieved part of the Ironman award status, as well as an FSU football Tough 20 squad, status. So guess what? This missionary, inventor, law student was also a bodybuilder. He was winning numerous weightlifting awards, including the U.S. Southeastern Bench Press Championship. But as if all of this wasn't enough, he also graduated from the Institute of Biblical Studies and has served as professor and teacher at the Ames School of Ministry, and also has a leadership degree from Bethel Online Leadership School in Redding, California. Wow. And yet with all of that, you know what he says? He says that his greatest achievement is that he is happily married and the father of 5. Isn't that beautiful? So please welcome with me to the Three, the inventor of Flu Begone, Franco Gennaro. Him for coming all of this way, but at least it's not the Amazon this time. So first of all, wow, you've lived all over the place.
We have.
And then it was in those settings that you noticed, well, 2 things. The people there, it was less than healthy considering maybe what Americans would say. You said you saw children running around without their shoes on and all of this, but you began to learn that these native people, they had some secrets to natural health. So tell us.
Correct. When we lived in Peru, in the Amazons of Peru, our 4th child actually was born there. And we noticed that a lot of the American children that were living in Peru were always getting sick, always having problems with flu-like symptoms or cold or coughs, what have you. But the local children running around without shirts on, without shoes on, they seem to be healthier.
Wow.
And like they say in Texas, this dog won't hunt. Something's not right with this. And as I started looking into it, it was because many of them had a stronger immune system, whereas the American children had such an overdependence on antibiotics and on pharmaceutical-grade drugs and things like that. So it was much easier for them to get sick.
So then, Flu Begone is, first of all, it says attack sickness the all-natural way. So I love that. It's all natural, it's alcohol-free, gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian, contains organic ingredients. You guys know I'm all about this. So I was very happy to get mine, and actually I wanted to tell you this. It was about a week ago, and I had asked you to send me some samples because I was like, I want to know how it tastes so that I can honestly say if it tastes good or not, which it does. And then my son, Jude, comes home, and I hear that, you know, you hear it first. He started talking, he sounded really congested. And I said, what's going on? To be honest, my mom worry factor was secondary to my, we have a show to do next week, you can't get sick, you know, all of that. And both coupled together, I said, we have to do something. And then I remembered the Flu Begone. So Jude started taking the Flu Begone. And, you know, typically, do you even know how long the typical flu lasts? It's something like 3 weeks when you get rid of all the symptoms.
It can be up to 3 weeks.
And I started taking the immune booster because I didn't want to get sick. And it was about 36 hours later, you texted me and said, I feel a lot better. And now, I mean, he's here, he sounds better, he feels better. You feeling okay?
Feeling great.
Good. And then I never got sick. So I can tell you that although I hated that he got sick, I am able to sit here and say this works. It really does work. And the immune booster is something you need to stay on, I would think.
Correct. Flu Begone is when you first start getting the symptoms, as you mentioned. If you take it right at the beginning, at the outset, within the first couple of days, it goes right to work.
That's
University of Florida did a study on it, and of course it's a patented product.
Yes.
And they approached us. We didn't pay them. Someone from their medical department approached us, and they said, would you mind if we did studies on your Immune Booster Express and Flu Begone? We said, sure. And they came out with the results that showed that it really does work.
That is amazing. All right, everybody wants to know what's in it.
Okay, horseradish, ginger root, echinacea, monolaurin, habanero pepper, garlic, and a bunch of other things that are in there. We're actually adding elderberry here real soon.
Are you? Oh, well, yes, of course. So I don't think that anyone was expecting those ingredients. Horseradish, ginger, the habanero. You looked at the label and were like, habanero, you know? But that's what gives it the unique taste.
Yes.
This doesn't taste like something that's just coated down with, what cough syrups have corn syrup and all kinds of other things that it's like robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Which suppresses it, and that's what a lot of people like, that sugary
But you need
taste. They go
something
into
more.
their local store and they buy it and they think it's really doing something, but it's just suppressing it for a while. It doesn't really get to the root.
It doesn't get to the root of it.
And it's in an apple cider vinegar base, so that's an extra added plus.
Yes. So we were trying to figure out exactly what it tasted like, so that we could tell you. But the good news is everybody's getting a bottle of Flu Begone. Everybody gets Thank you for doing it, Pastor, by the way. But so just to tell you, before you order your bottle, it has, you can taste like the spiciness, but I'm going to be honest with you, I tasted a steak dinner when I was done in there. You know the scene in Willy Wonka where they taste it's like the full complete meal when they chew the gum or whatever? We thought, this tastes like a full meal. So it was not your syrupy. It does have a sweetness to it.
We have a little bit of honey and a little bit of cinnamon in it.
But it's not at all what you're expecting. And who cares? Even if it wasn't good, who wants to stay sick for weeks? So you're really onto something. But what is most beautiful about the story to me is that We discussed how you were there, and then you came back here. Tell us about the events that led to you even having to look at this when the Lord reminded you about it.
Well, a number of missionaries started taking something similar to this, and we started noticing with a few of these ingredients that it was working. That, coupled with prayer, as you mentioned, we never had to take our 5 children to the doctor for any kind of cold symptoms, flu symptoms, what have you. So when we came back to the U.S., we had up a missions organization. We came back to U.S. We based here in the U.S. And during the time when our economy began to crash, or we had the down spiral in 2007, missions giving was cut almost in half across the board, from churches to missions organizations, people's donations, everything went down. I began to pray and seek the Lord. I said, Lord, there has to be something. I mean, we have mission stations anywhere from Sierra Leone, West Africa, to the Amazons of Peru, to Cuba. And I said, Lord, if I need to go do something different, because our family was supported too, then we'll do it. We'll do it. But these people around the world, they're already struggling, and to cut back on them, there has to be a way to somehow support them, regardless of what happens to the economy. And the idea from the Lord came that it wasn't called Flu Begone.
Yeah, right.
It was just what you brew up and what you take that to market. And I thought someone had already taken something similar to market, and we started looking at it, and then eventually got the patent and trademark and what have you on both that and Immune Booster Express.
Amazing. Well, then tell us what is in the Immune Booster. It's a similar bottle, looks exactly like this, and but I know that, and we actually are going to talk in a moment with a medical expert who's going to give us, how each thing works. But just tell us the ingredients first in the Immune Booster.
Many of the same ingredients are Immune Booster, but we make it in such a way of adding a few other things to where people can take it. It's a little bit easier to take on a daily basis when it's chilled.
Yeah.
We say the power is in the taste. So when you take it, of course, there's a kick to it.
Yeah.
But again, it's going to work. And as we started asking experts in the field, they said, because the way we have in the indications is you take it on an empty stomach and you don't drink or eat anything within 30 minutes, and immediately goes into your bloodstream and begins to work. So people began, before we had Immune Booster, they began to say, hey, I don't have the flu, but I want to protect against the flu.
Wow.
Because the UF study showed both. It showed it attacks the flu-like symptoms, but it also can help protect it. So that's where Immune Booster as a second product came out, and again, making it to where people can take it on a daily basis.
And it tastes great, too. All right, well, when we do come back, we're going to speak with a doctor who is going to add the clout to all of this. I'm telling you, he's going to show us how Flu Begone works and the Immune Booster, and it's fascinating. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hi everybody. I'm very sympathetic to people struggling with chronic sicknesses, especially neurological issues, because as a young girl, I was diagnosed with epilepsy, and I used to have a constant electrical storm in my brain which would cause horrible convulsions. Well, those decades of suffering, combined now with my degree in nutrition and my growing respect for essential oils and the amazing healing properties God put in them on the third day of creation, compelled me to create my very own oil blend called Quiet Brain. Quiet Brain is different than any blend I've ever seen because it's comprised of oils whose special composition is sesquiterpenoids, and they can cross the blood-brain barrier, which not all neurological medicines and not even all essential oils can do. But Quiet Brain's 8 ingredients, frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood, lavender, and more, do. Our case study resulted in testimonies of considerable relief, elimination, at the very least support, for PTSD, insomnia, migraines, stress, anxiety, seizures, and more. These aren't medical claims. Everybody's body varies, and so your results will vary. But they are testimonies that cannot be argued with. So go to quietbrainoil.com for our patent-pending oil. It comes in a roller bottle, a dropper bottle, which is great for diffusing, and there you'll also find our nasal inhalers, candles, shampoo and conditioner, and even our gift box with all the products, plus a diffuser. And download the free ebook while there to understand the science behind Quiet Brain. Again, that's quietbrainoil.com. Hey, what do you think of when I ask about your health? Probably just your diet, weight, or a sickness. But health involves so much more than just the body. You also have a spirit and a mind that need nourishing, and the Healthy Living Handbook is going to do just that. It contains a top 10 list of healthy living habits for your spirit, where we'll discuss your prayer life, the Holy Spirit, things you may be substituting for God and not even know it. Then Section 2 contains a top 10 list for your mind. I'm going to help you get organized, deal with stress, help you laugh more, and never be discouraged again. There's even a relationship quiz there that helps you make sure the people in your life are the right ones. Then in Section 3, there's a top 10 list for your body. We'll study the 3 biggies, meat, wheat, and sweet, and other things like weight loss, water consumption, and there's even my essential oils list that tells you which oils help the top 50 common household ailments. Go to lauraharrismith.com and get your copy of the Healthy Living Handbook today. What if there was a reset button for your body, mind, and spirit? There is! I wrote the 30-Day Faith Detox so you could cleanse your body, renew your mind, and heal your spirit. There are 30 daily devotionals to confront emotional residues from past trials, what I call faith toxins, prayers to refresh your spirit, and then through yummy strategic foods, each of your 15 body systems are cleansed for a total body detox. People are losing weight and gaining faith. Go to lauraharrismith.com today to get your copy of the 30-Day Faith Detox. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Laura Harris-Smith, and you're watching theTHREE. I'm here with Pastor Franco Gennaro, and he has told us the amazing story. He is the inventor of Flu Begone. It's a patented process, and I can tell you from someone who's been through the same patenting process with my essential oil, Quiet Brain. It is not an easy process.
That's right.
It's long. It can take anywhere from 2 to 3 years. I mean, so for you to even say you own the patent on this is huge. I hope you have it framed on your wall somewhere. You belong to the pantheon of patenters in America, so that's amazing. So let that be the clout behind this. But even more clout would be that we're about to invite a medical doctor out to tell you his view on why this works and how this works. Would you tell us a little bit about Dr. Helton?
Yes, Dr. Michael Helton is a personal friend of mine. He's been around the world on medical mission trips, has a very successful practice in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, just right up the street. He didn't have to come as far as we did. And he simply said, look, I want to be able to help. I believe in the product. I believe in, and he'll tell you his story of dealing with patients for so many years and their immune systems being compromised and they wanting antibiotics that they don't kill the viruses. So yes, he's very reputable and has been in the practice for many, many years.
And you all are good friends,
yes.
Longtime good friends. All right, everybody, welcome with me, Dr. Michael Helton. So we're going to try to cram as much in as we can because I've got 2 very knowledgeable men sitting here, but this is a topic near and dear to my heart. You have not only given a cure, you've brought us a prevention with both products. And so I want you, doctor, to tell us just a little bit about how it is that garlic, ginger, honey, cinnamon, coconut, all of these products, really, they're just things that the Lord made on the 3rd day of creation. How is it they can have such incredible medicinal effects?
Well, as you said, the Lord created these things, and He created them for our benefit, obviously.
Yes.
And Pastor Franco has developed them in such a way, combined them in such a way that it has amazing benefits for our immune system. These products individually can help a person fight off infection. We put them together in one package like this. It has amazing potential to help people fight off infection through boosting our immune systems naturally.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell us about your patients in the past. You've noticed this in people. Surely I do as a nutritionist, even though I don't have a clinical practice.
Right.
I got educated so that I could better help people. I hear from people all over the world, sometimes daily, and I want to know what to say to them. If I could take all of them back a few years in their lives and strengthen their immune systems to keep them from the predicament they're in, that would be great. And you saw that. You had patients who were just chronically sick.
Absolutely. Yeah. We see it all the time, people that are just fighting off infections constantly.
One after the other.
Most of them are viral, actually, and that's where we, as physicians, we don't have really a cure for that.
Right.
Even antibiotics are lacking in a lot of ways now we've been giving antibiotics for so many years now, our bodies become resistant to that, to the bacteria. So this will even help with that because it'll help your immune system fight it off naturally.
Yes.
But it does. But the viral infections are so rampant now in our society, and so this is something that we have nothing we can help with medicinally. That this can actually do something for people.
And here we are, right back full circle, needing God's help that He gave us before any of us were ever born. The medicinal remedies were there.
Right.
Well, speaking of antibiotics, you know, we take a lot of oregano at our house, oil of oregano. I call it nature's antibiotic. You know, it's an antifungal, antiseptic, antibiotic. It's all the antis. I've heard you can put 1 drop of it. If it's a good medicinal grade, you put 1 drop of it in a bucket of water and mop your kitchen. Imagine what it does to your insides. I mean, it is so potent. So do you feel, this? I didn't tell you I was going to ask you this question, but do you feel that with the topic of antibiotics, are we headed into a period where antibiotics will just not work anymore eventually?
It's getting more challenging all the time. I do a lot of hospital work now, and we see a lot of patients that unfortunately do not respond to antibiotics anymore, and they don't make it, honestly, with their sicknesses, because the bugs have become super. So we have super bugs now that just we can't destroy them with traditional antibiotics. We try combinations sometimes to try to, and it still doesn't work sometimes. So we are seeing that more and more, that we're losing the battle.
Even superbugs like MRSA and things like
VRE,
that.
Things
Well,
like that.
I have a friend who she has children who have been on antibiotics, and I see this happen where the doctors are just saying we're doing everything that we can, and they are, but that's really why we call it practicing medicine, because they're doing what they are equipped to do and what's given to them to be able to do it with. And antibiotics have served a good purpose and saved a lot of lives, but wouldn't we all rather not get sick to begin with? So prevention, again, that is just half of it, and 70% at least of your immune system is in your gut, in your stomach. So what I love about this is that it goes into the stomach. You know, it goes right in. It's just perfect.
It is.
Well, Pastor, you wanted to, in the short time we have left, just tell us a little bit about, 15% goes towards missions, but you have a higher goal. What is it?
Yes, we made a decision as a family, because it is a family business. My wife, Mary Lou, my son, Angelo, my son, Frankie, they're all in with this. And we made a decision that, seeing that the Lord had given us this idea to move forward with our products, that we would start off with 15% of all profits would go towards the objective of planting churches around the world, missions work around the world, helping missionaries and individuals get on the mission field. And we're moving towards, we'd like to eventually get to the place of buy a bottle, give a bottle.
Yes.
The World Health Organization last year, they stated that 650,000 people died directly or indirectly because of flu or flu-like symptoms. And you look at that and you compare it to malaria, it's getting really close.
Right.
Now, not all of it was dying from the flu, but again, the flu had weakened the immune system, and there was secondary complications or what have you. So we would like to get to that place where we can, again, buy a bottle, give a bottle, to help take this to Sierra Leone, West Africa, to Cuba, to the Amazons of Peru, and to be able to give it to people that's actually going to help them, that they don't have all the modern medicines and what have you here in the United States.
Right, well, we've told them what it is and how it works and how it came to be. Now tell them where to get it. Everybody's wondering, where do I get it? They're clamoring.
Well, they can go to our website,
that is
Flu Begone with the letter B, F-L-U-B, Gone, G-O-N-E.org.
Can I make a prediction? The flu doesn't stand a chance. The flu's on the way out. So yesterday. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure to talk with you, Pastor, and you, Doctor. And don't you go anywhere, because right after the break, I'm going to give you even more health tips for your family, including Flu Begone. I'm a firm believer in it, so don't go anywhere. Come right back. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching The3. But it dawned on me that I really need to officially introduce myself to many of you, even though I've been in television for 50 years. My parents put me in my first commercial at age 3, and that path carried me all the way to the Shop at Home TV network, where I was a host. I'm a wife of 34 years to Chris, a mom to 6 adult children, and a grandmother to 8 so far. I'm an author of, over 20 books and ebooks, and whatever I write, you can count on the fact that it will help you physically, emotionally, and spiritually, because my passion is body, mind, and spirit health. I'm a certified nutritionist with a degree in original medicine. And my husband and I pastor a phenomenal church in Nashville called Eastgate Creative Christian Fellowship, where we help people get healthy body, mind, and spirit. So if you're ever in the Nashville area, I hope you'll stop in and say hi. You know, God had a son, but what he wanted was a family. So he sent Jesus to come and get us. Likewise, I had a TV career, but what I really want is a TV family. As you can tell by now, I have always had one foot in media and one foot in ministry, and it's all collided now on the3. So please become a part of the Three's family. Visit the link on your screen to give a tax-deductible gift and help me purchase airtime that takes this fun, relevant, faith-based show to a faithless world. Some TV ministries would then call you a donor or a partner, but I'm going to call you family. Go to the link and become a part of my TV family today. I can't do it without you. Thanks. Welcome back, everybody. You're watching The3. And you know, health is a topic near and dear to my heart. I am a farmer's daughter, so I grew up eating colorfully, but probably like you, at some point in your life, you got in a hurry and started reaching for the wrong things. So I don't have enough time right now to tell you what that cost me. But I have 6 children, and along the way, our diets took many twists and turns. Our pantry looked different 30 years ago than it does today. Our refrigerator looked different. Even the traffic in our kitchen flows differently when we started making healthier choices. I used to tease Jude, my son over here on the drums. He would always come into the kitchen, go to the pantry, open the door, lean on the table and stare, and just wait for something to appear and pop out at him. Well, the trouble is that the pantry is where all your dead food is. All your living food is in the refrigerator or maybe in the fruit bowl. Our fruit bowl is over here to the left, you know, and the pantry there. And so the goal now is to come into our kitchen and make the right turn, go to where the living food is. And I am happy to say that we made that transition in our house, and you can too. So it's just very simple tips, very simple things that you need to do. First of all, you need to increase your water intake. You are 60 to 70% water, your whole body is. And guess what? So is the earth. So you are a picture of the earth. It needs water, and so do you. So keep yourself hydrated, and then eat colorfully, right? Because when you're supplying your body with those phytonutrients, some of them, think about how the leaves change color, all those colors that are in the trees, you know, when we get to fall, those colors are there because they are phytonutrients that are protecting the plant. Imagine what happens when you eat something with that color. So just try to fill your plate with color. Try to let 75% of each plate, in fact, have a lot of different color from your vegetables and your fruits. And if you do eat meat, then just make sure that it is antibiotic free. Try to not have any kinds of steroids in your meat, because remember, you are what you eat eats. That's one of the most important things. And of course, have a relationship with your Heavenly Father. I always say that whatever you leave out or forget, He'll remind you of. So that's the best tip that I can give you for health. So thank you for joining us today, everybody, and we'll see you next time on The3.